Hey guys, it's Evan. This is a video showing 10 tips, basic tips that will help novice or more beginner or intermediate players to improve their game and overall KD. So, yeah, these tips might be obvious to some, but not to all. So I will be making a more advanced version of this, so don't be frustrated if you're like, oh, I already know all of these things. So yeah. Alright, let's get started. First, for kill streaks, I suggest Spy Plane and Blackbird. These are the only two kill streaks that will be able to let you see where your enemies are, and therefore the only two kill streaks that will allow you to get to your next kill streaks. You have to be wary of Ghost though, for Spy Plane, because lots of people run it, but with Blackbird, Ghost does not cancel the Blackbird out, so that's why the Blackbird is very good. Spy Plane is really good because it's a really low kill streak that you can get frequently, and with keeping it up, you'll be able to know where your enemies are most of the time, and just based on your the other enemies that aren't using Ghost, you can tell their general spawn points and position. So that's why those are helpful. Number 2, you should use the motion sensor, because a claymore is only going to get you one kill, or not even a kill, and just a warning. And the motion sensor will warn you whenever an enemy is coming from within a pretty large circular area. And this also counteracts Ghost in a way. If you just stay within your area, or you put it within a flank where you think the enemy might be coming from, or that somewhere that covers multiple paths, you'll be able to, in a way, counteract Ghost and not let them get to you or flank you. But it does get counteracted by Hacker Pro, so you do have to be aware of that. It's not going to be right 100% of the time, but most people don't have Hacker Pro. It's very hard to get. At least it takes a long time, and many people prestige, so you want to be wary of that, but it's not going to usually be a big issue. Number 3, you're going to want to choose smart perks. I think the best perks to use are Ghost, Sleight of Hand, and Marathon. Ghost will keep you off the radar, and if you have it Pro, it will prevent all kill streaks from dealing anything to you except Blackbirds. So yeah, so that's very good. With Sleight of Hand, you'll be able to reload faster, keep your ammo full, always be ready for the engagement. As well as it makes you aim down sights faster. That way you can take out any enemies that you're getting to a one-on-one with, because you'll have your sights on faster than they do. Number 4. Oh no, and you want to use Marathon just because that's what I prefer. You could use something else, but it helps me get out of situations faster and gets me to the positions I want to be in quicker. The weapons I suggest using are the FAMAS, the Galil, and the 74U. The FAMAS is very good as it has a high fire rate, medium damage, and very low recoil. And it kills very quickly, and it's a very good weapon, and if you haven't tried it out, I suggest you do. The Galil is a little bit better for novice players as it shoots slowly and has a larger mag size of 35 instead of 30. This way it helps you conserve ammo, and if you're not very accurate with your shot, you'll be able to have more time to take the enemy out. And does a higher damage, so that's good. So you have to have less bullets on target as it shoots slower. And the 74U is probably the best SMG in the game, and I only suggest using it if you're going to rush or if it's a map with very close quarters such as Newtown or Firing Range or Summit. Moving on, attachments. You're going to want to, the 3 best attachments in this game I feel are Silencer, Extended Mag, and Dual Mag. All other reticule attachments just don't match up to what these other attachments can provide for you. Although those make it easier to see through your scope or whatever, most iron sights in the game are pretty darn good, and you can get away with them. So I suggest using those. For the FAMAS, Extended Mag or Dual Mag has worked the best for me, and for the Galil, the Silencer is by far its best attachment. If you haven't tried it out yet, you really should. It just has a really great feel to it, and it's probably the best silence weapon in the game. So I really highly suggest you use a Silence Galil. It's probably my favorite weapon. 74U, it's pretty much crap without rapid fire, so if you don't have rapid fire on it, don't even bother. Next, you should use a shoot down class. That's a class with most likely Ghost, and with Estrella or an M72. With this, you'll be able to take out enemy like helicopters and stuff, or spy planes, things that are going to be bothersome to your team, and help them. This way you can keep them out of the air keeps an advantage for you and an advantage for your team and disadvantage for them. As well as it will rack you up lots of points, so if you're looking for XP, that's a good way to get some. And as well as if you have a helicopter up that's blocking you from using your chopper gunner or your gunship, then you can just shoot it down and then use it and just rain down hell. Next, if you're playing a domination or somewhere where some type of game mode where they have control spawns like demolition as well, you're going to want to patrol around an area where you know they're going to be spawning. This way you'll be able to rack up lots of kills and just take the enemy out, and usually have an isolated one-on-one with good cover while they're running at you with unaware of your position. So you're going to want to be in a good position behind cover. You can take out your enemies, and you're going to want to always have the advantage, especially when you're going on against lots of enemies. But you're not going to want to stay in this position for too long, because if they, after a little bit, they'll learn your position pretty well. They'll be able to counteract it by going around, or just there'll be too much enemies and they'll just take you out. So you're going to want to move positions, and you're going to want to move to another good position and do it in between kills. This way you won't get caught with your transitions, and you'll be able to still take lots of enemies from a different position, so they won't be aware of your presence. But you don't want, when moving positions, you don't want to go too far into the spawn. But if you do, only do it for a little bit, because if you do it for too long, then the spawns will flip and they'll start spawning behind you, and they'll either take you out from behind or capture the other flag that you already have. So yeah, you're not going to want to push up too far. I suggest you run a tactical setting instead of a default. The default, when you press the R3 button, you'll knife, but on tactical, when you press R3, you will go into prone or duck. Proning and ducking to me is much more important, because it's easier to press the R3 button than it is to press circle or B is it on for Xbox. Yeah, and since you can go prone and you can drop shot, and you're going to be going prone a lot more than knifing. Since knifing is such a short range, going prone I think is more important, and will allow you to be more diverse in your game and be able to dodge bullets pretty much and drop shot, which is nice. Which just means right before they start shooting you, you drop down and you shoot them, so they'll have a much smaller pace to shoot at. Also, if you don't know what sensitivity is or like what you're on, you want to check it, and if you haven't changed it, it's going to be on a 2. That's pretty low, and it's not really, that's not going to be very good for you. You're going to want to gradually move it up, like to a 3, and if you can still play with that, try a 4, and so on. I play on a 4 or 5, so I suggest moving it up gradually as you get used to better and higher sensitivities, because the best sensitivity for you is the highest sensitivity you can use, but still have good control over it. Because like a 10 sensitivity, you're going to be all over the place, you won't be able to control it. But with a 1, you'll be turning like a freaking ancient clock, you won't even be able to move. I don't know. And last but not least, I think stuns, concussion grenades, they're very important. They're definitely the best tactical nade. You can throw them quickly, they stun your enemies, you get 2 of them. It shows you where they are, it disables equipment for a small amount of time. So each time you enter a room where you have any suspicion that there's a camper, a claymore, or anyone in there, you want to throw a stun. This way it's not too alerting, it takes out or it disables the claymore so it won't kill you. It will disable the opponent, and it will tell you if anyone's in there. So you can take them out with your stun. You'll have a huge advantage because they won't be able to move. And yeah, this way you'll win many more gunfights and be able to rack up your kill streaks faster. And if you're using your stuns a lot, you might want to try out Scav. Tell me what you guys want to see in the future, or if you thought these tips were helpful, and try them out. You know, don't be so like, oh, I'm so pro. Just try them out. And if you use all 10 of these in one game at the same time, which is hard to keep track of, but if you can, I'm pretty sure you're gonna at least have a decent game. So try it out. Alright, thanks for watching. See you later.